Live from the SoCap Comedy Theater in beautiful downtown Toronto, it's And the Scotch Eggs Comedy Game Showdown. Please welcome your host, Dan Donnelly.
Hello, and welcome to Comedy Game Showdown. I am your host, Dan Donnelly. How are we feeling tonight? You are a small but mighty crowd. I hope you guys love movies. Yeah, because that is the theme of our show tonight. I don't usually do crowd work, but I've also felt like death for about 3 months, so I have nothing else prepared. What kind of movies do you guys like? You don't know. That's fine. No, the studio executives recognize this as a problem. Nobody knows what they like anymore. Nobody goes out to see things. They just sit at home in a numb haze watching whatever is shoveled in front of them on Netflix. And have you noticed that it used to be you could find like anything you wanted to see on Netflix, but now it's all on fucking Peacock and Paramount Plus and Disney, and you can't see any movie that you want anymore. But luckily, there's still BitTorrent. The movie business is actually my family business, believe it or not. I am 4 generations in. My great-grandfather was a silent film star, Pat O'Malley. I'm not making this up. They had a Rolls Royce during the Depression. It was a good time to be in the movie business. And if you guys are wondering how many generations you can be a Nepo baby in Hollywood, the answer is apparently 3. Because I made the wise choice of refusing any suggestions that my dad get me into the Directors Guild and then move to another country and then decided to get into show business after he died. It worked out really well. So if any of you guys have connections, like maybe your dad was on SCTV, maybe you can get me some kind of a deal. All right, we have a great show for you guys tonight. And it will be even better if the clicker works, which it has stopped doing. Hey, there we go. We've got a great show for you tonight. But first, we have a quick word from our sponsor, the Hays Code. Are you afraid that the Babylon of the Pacific might unduly influence the soft-brained among the population, like children, women, and the working class? Well, then the Hays Code might be for you. Fight the power of state censorship by preemptively eliminating anything that anyone could possibly object to. The Hays Code. If you want to find a way for Jewish business owners to force Catholic morality on a Protestant country, the Hays Code might just be for you. All right. Are you guys ready for your show? All right, I'm going to bring up your 2 teams of contestants. First up, we have the Sundancers. Please welcome Nikki Ashworth, DK Phan, and Keegan Hawkeswood. And up against the Sundancers, their mortal enemies, the Indie Darlings. Please welcome Kelly Zemnickis, Jordan Trafford, and Will Noye. All right, we are going to get our game started with a pop quiz. The first question, the category is Feature Creature. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios have used a lion as their mascot since their founding exactly 100 years ago. What is its name? Nikki.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's already 100 years old and still has never been seen with a lioness over the age of 6. It's starting to look like Lion the Professional over there. Yeah. All right. Who rang in?
Me.
Keegan? Yeah.
That would be me. Snoop Lion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people don't know this, but actually Ars Gratia Artis in Latin means let's head to Martha's place in the Hamptons, get fried, and eat a whole-ass Thanksgiving dinner.
I would recommend not pairing it with Martha's Prison wine, actually called 99 Crimes. Don't do it. It's not good.
I think if anybody was going to make good prison wine, it would be Martha Stewart.
Okay, but she also was working with Snoop Dogg, so
yeah.
I think they had other things going on.
All right. Yes, Will.
His name is Harold, and he should be free, goddammit. Free up my boy Harold.
Yeah, free Harold. Dick's out for Harold. Yeah, Jordan.
Simba.
Simba? That's what they call him now, but everybody knows, like, in early stages, he was still called Kimba. Yes, Nikki.
Safari Spielberg.
Safari Spielberg? That sounds racist somehow. Like, it sounds like some kind of anti-Semitic slur.
I also
Yeah?
Line producer's liability.
Line producer's liability? Yeah. Oh, I guess so.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Do you have a problem with Kevin?
I think we've got to talk about him. I hear he's holed up in Vermont, hiding out from the police right now. Anybody else for the lion from MGM? The actual answer is Leo, surprisingly. Or not. I guess he's into astrology. I didn't know he was gay. He's actually a Cancer. All right, we're going to move on to the next question. The category is 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon. What Ivy League undergraduate thesis was written by a former child star about their own work? Yes, Will.
It was called Peaking Early from the Wonder Years to Wonder Where by Fred Savage.
I think getting Me Too'd 3 times might have something to do with his lack of public visibility these days.
Oh, damn.
Think about that next time you watch The Princess Bride.
Don't ruin this for me.
Fred Savage got Me Too'd at 17 for the first time and has been Me Too'd twice since then. Yeah.
Stealing the tiger mother's milk. Whitewashing and cultural appropriation in Doogie Howser. By
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah. That actually sounds like a real thesis, I've got to say. Yeah, Nikki?
Innocence Lost, From E.T. to Drugs to Fucking Tom Green by Drew Barrymore.
Poor Drew Barrymore.
I actually love her. She was my first queen and will always be my last queen, I guess.
Tom Green's one and only queen. Yes, Jordan.
Ah!
Aw.
By Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah. That was actually a memoir of his sleepovers at Neverland Ranch. So it was not academic work. I'm just reporting facts. Yes. Who rang in?
Right here.
Keegan, yeah, go ahead.
Driving Herbie, Fully Loaded by Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, Kelly.
You're thinking of the movie my sister was in by Dakota Fanning.
Almost certainly. Anyone else? All right. The correct answer is, of course, I See Dead People, filmic representations of Vietnam and the AIDS crisis in Forrest Gump by Haley Joel Osment, whose most emotionally affecting work was actually as Sora in Kingdom Hearts. But no, the real answer is The Initiation, From Innocence to Experience, the pre-adolescent/adolescent journey in the films of Louis Malle, Pretty Baby, and La Comme Lucienne by Brooke Shields. There is a recent documentary on Brooke Shields' experience making Pretty Baby, among other things. Pretty Baby, in case you guys didn't know, was banned in Ontario for something like 15 or 20 years. Child nudity. Yeah. In case... Just Ontario. And other places.
We have standards in Ontario.
Manitoba, we love it.
No, it didn't get banned in Quebec because they actually... The 12-year-old girl gets married to the guy by a French Catholic priest, so it's fine. Always a loophole. All right. We're going to move on. The next question, the category is Uncut Gems. It took over 3 months just for the editors to watch all 470 plus hours of raw footage shot for what epic film? Yes, Kelly.
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls. And in all that time, they still never made fetch happen. It's so sad. Yeah, Nikki.
It's aimless, shaky home footage my dad took on the camcorder from our house. So it's 10 years of footage. It mostly features me opening Christmas presents year after year, my first dance recital, and his band playing in the living room while smoking joints.
That's nice.
Very wholesome.
Yeah, at least you get a free birthday present for him out of you can digitize it 1 year and just say that's his present, and then he can never watch it. It'll be nice.
He would watch it. That's the
He
sad
would?
part. Oh, he would. Those were my youth days. Look how cool I was. Now weed is legal and it's not fun anymore. That's what my dad would say.
That's true.
I would say you just need better weed.
Go ahead, Jordan.
This hour has 22 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very misleading, although maybe not as misleading as calling 22 minutes a comedy, but ironically, that's how we make it in this country, is by writing on 22 minutes.
I will not have you casting dispersions on Luba Goy's character.
Yes, Keegan.
Paranormal Activity, and somehow that movie was still mostly just people sleeping.
That's by design. I don't know if you know this. Paranormal Activity originally came about because Paramount licensed Watch Me Sleep Twitch channel.
Wow.
All right. Never mind.
That was very forward thinking of them in 2007.
No,
by the way.
It was. Paranormal Activity slept, so Shit My Dad Says could run for half a season. Speaking of making it in Canadian show business, good old Bill Shatner. All right, anybody else? Okay. The actual answer is Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah, congratulations. You get the door prize, which is a door, I guess. I don't know.
And the editor won for best editing that year as well, as she deserved.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one. The category is Foley Moly. What iconic sound effect has been widely heard in film and television since it was first recorded in 1951? Yes, Keegan.
The sound of movie stars snorting cocaine through dollar bills.
Yeah, that's been in movies since the silent era. Yeah, Nikki.
I believe it was Tim Allen's noise.
Keegan already answered the sound of someone doing cocaine. So, yeah, Kelly.
An audience member going, shh.
Yeah. Well, excuse me if I have to ask my son who every character is and if we've seen him before and what else they were in and what they just said because I was talking through the whole movie. Don't shush me. That was my impression of my dad, if he were still alive. Yes.
It's that auga humana 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 sound that they use for pretty ladies.
Yeah. In retrospect, they probably didn't need to use it that much in Cuties, but...
Just give me one.
It was the choice of the sound designers.
Just give me one without revealing its dark, seedy underbelly, please.
It's not me. It's the Babylon of the Pacific. Anyone else? I think I heard someone out here say they knew it. Yeah, go. It is the Wilhelm scream. Yeah, which sounds suspiciously like Tim Allen's cocaine grunt.
Give that another go.
He's going to do the Wilhelm scream. It's like, "Aye!"
Everyone do your best Wilhelm scream.
The Wilhelm scream, notably recorded by Sheb Woolley, who is best known for the Purple People Eater song. That's an old reference. Yeah, he was doing extra voice dubbing on the movie. All right, we're gonna move on to the next question. The category is Heavier Than It Looks. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has announced the first new competitive Oscar category in over 20 years, which will be awarded starting in 2026. What is it? Yes, Kelly.
Best city trying to not look like Toronto, but is in fact Toronto.
I thought Toronto gave an amazing performance in Avatar. Yeah. You would never know that was Trinity Bellwoods. Yeah, well.
It was, I I can't believe I rang in and forgot. I've been smoking Nikki's dad's weed.
Yeah. It really is. It's less fun now that it's
that
legal.
Downy mildew. It's obviously least problematic actor in a supporting role.
Yeah. Not Fred Savage, apparently.
Not that we've learned today.
Yes, Nikki.
Best original features.
Yeah.
Get it?
Do you think they can...
That visual cue will play really well over an audio.
Do you think they can round up 5 nominees that all have their original features?
Honestly, no.
Yeah. Yes, DK.
Most diversity hires.
Oh, does it still count if a movie has 8 diversity parts, but they're all played by Eddie Murphy?
It's like a sympathizer, where all the white guys were played by Robert Downey Jr.
Oh. Yeah,
Maybe all the white guys look the same.
maybe they do. Maybe they all look like Robert Downey Jr. Speaking of cocaine.
I don't mean that.
So lucky.
Yes, Keegan, was that you ringing
Yeah.
in?
it
Yeah.
was. Best Picture It, Sicily, 1922.
No, but if this were an Emmy category in 1986, the Golden Girls absolutely would have won.
Best Hose in a supporting category.
No, Blanche was a lead.
Fair.
Best supporting hose. You want to hear something sad? The Golden Girls were in their 50s when that show started.
The same age as J-Lo.
Yeah.
Put Blanche next to J-Lo and tell me that's not her grandmother. And I love them. I love the ladies, but
All right.
you know.
All right. Thank you, guys. So, unless anybody else has an answer, the correct answer is Best Achievement in Casting. Best Achievement in Casting. Yeah. Apparently Oscar-worthy. And not like one of those little technical awards where people who know how to do stuff. Anyway.
So awards for sorting through Nepo babies.
Yeah, basically. Everyone but me. All right, that was it for the first pop quiz. Please give your contestants a hand. Don't. We have debates later. Perhaps we'll forward them to the DNC. And we are ready for the next part of our game, which is Meet Your Contestants. I know you guys are probably excited to meet these people in front of you today. No, okay. No, that's fine. No, you are correct. First up, we have the Sundancers. Nikki Ashworth is in the final stages of finishing her first feature film, Pureed Falsehood, using the inimitable pseudonym Quinicten Ashworth Tino.
That's Quinicten Ashworth Tino.
Quinicten Ashworth Tino. I still don't think that reads any better, but Nikki, I have a question for you. What was the hardest part of writing and directing your first feature film?
Well, definitely casting, because I want to win this year for casting.
Naturally.
But also to learn how to read and write.
Yeah. Yeah.
Want to cast me, you can get most diversity hires.
All right. Nestle Quinicten Tarantino, everybody. Also with the Sundancers, DK Phan is a full-time actor who you may recognize if you're too old to know how to install an ad blocker on your computer. He's still new enough in his theatrical career that he's more excited than you are if you recognize him on the street.
Hey, do you want me to show you my Tim Hortons ad?
Right now?
Yeah, right now. I'll just show it.
No.
Here. Prop cut.
I'll just YouTube it. Hold up.
We're not...
For live theater right now, and he's not doing it. I don't know.
A true star.
Yeah, too many ads. Okay.
Want a picture with me?
DK, I do have a question for you. No, I do not want a picture with you. I'll wait until you're properly famous, and I'll pay $95 for it at Fan Expo. What does DK stand for?
Ooh. DK stands for truth, honesty, good work ethic. Yeah, that's what DK stands for.
Okay. I was expecting something funny like Donkey Kong, but we can go with that. All right.
All this
Give it up for
time I
DK,
thought it
everybody.
was Dis King.
All right, and last among the Sundancers, Keegan Hawkeswood has been a lifelong cinephile and waiting to be discovered actor who has watched them all, from Austin Powers to Zoolander. There's never been a yellow brick road he's refused to walk or a rain in which he will not sing. Keegan, it says here that you're a recent addition to the list of EGOT winners. How is that possible?
What? Everyone else here isn't an EGOT already? No? I mean, I did it this summer in like 2 hours. We're all on the same page about EGOTing, right? It's edging, gooning, oral, teasing. We hit them all. Everybody should be an EGOT. I don't know why it's just me and Whoopi Goldberg.
I thought it was that fungus that grew on rye that caused the Salem witch trials, so you beat me.
I thought it was the guy from Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Yeah,
you got
E-
Spengler.
yeah, very
very
close.
good.
Very good.
All right, give it up for Keegan, everybody. And his EGOT, apparently. Or the Canadian equivalent, which is an AGOT. If you win, a Gemini, a Juno, and, I don't know, get paid $30. A Canadian Screen Award.
All right. Part of the award is a Loblaws gift certificate.
Oh, for sure. You get paid in screen points. All right, give it up for the Sundancers. And up against the Sundancers, their mortal enemies, the Indie Darlings. First up, Kelly Zemnickis is a founding member of the 80s group Duran Duran, and once climbed Mount Everest just for funsies. She speaks 17 languages fluently, but always turns on subtitles for foreign films because those people work hard, damn it.
They do.
They do.
They do.
Kelly,
They do. Yes.
why did you leave Duran Duran?
Well, when we started it with the Taylor brothers and myself, they just wanted to call it Duran, and I was cool. And then Simon Le Bon came in, and he thought we should add another Duran, and I was out. Because I thought Duran Duran sounded stupid. I like Duran, not Duran Duran.
Too many Durans.
Too many Durans spoil the pot.
When
Yeah.
you left,
Yeah.
did you shout before you did?
I did let it all out.
These are the things that I'm talking about.
Come on.
Right. Thank you.
I'm talking to you.
Come on.
All right, this is the shut the fuck up horn.
We got the horn in under 10 minutes, guys.
You got the horn in under 21 minutes.
We got the horn in under 7 hours.
All right. Next up among the Indie Darlings, Jordan Trafford is a feature-length comedian weighing in at 5 feet, 10 minutes long. Jordan is often described less as a movie buff than as a movie buffering. Jordan, it says here that you're known in Hollywood as Squint Eastwood. How did you earn that nickname?
Well,
I don't think anybody can see you doing that.
that's how it happened.
All right, give it up for Jordan, everybody. Squint Eastwood. And lastly, among the Indie Darlings, Will Noye has been described as the spiritual successor to Michael Moore, as well as Kevin Smith's Before picture, both by his physician, which he finds quite upsetting.
Guy's a dick.
Will is no stranger to cinema as therapy and watches a Serbian film to ease his anxiety. Will, what romantic movie would you pattern your next relationship on?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'd have to go with A Walk to Remember.
Isn't it the one where he dates a terminally ill woman?
Absolutely, man. I got commitment issues.
Yeah.
And I got a thing for Mandy Moore.
All right.
And cancer. It's
And
just a
cancer.
win.
All right. You know, I hear Tom Green is single. Speaking of cancer. All right. Thank you, Will, and thank you, Indie Darlings. Give it up for the Indie Darlings. All right, we are going to move on to the next section of our game, which is called What the Hell is This? In What the Hell is This? We show our contestants a series of weird and wonderful images and ask them the eternal question, what the hell is this? Panelists, are you ready for your first weird and wonderful image? Hell yeah. All right. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this?
The good Lord going up into the mountain and talking to the people, and how he said, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God."
Yes, Kelly.
This is footage from my family's Thanksgiving dinner. How did you get this?
Do you guys celebrate in space?
Yes.
I thought it was just Chris Hadfield. That's nice. Yeah, Nikki.
This is the first film to not feature children's necks in cinema.
We like a good milestone on this show. Yeah, well.
This is what my mom used to tell me would happen to me if I didn't eat my vegetables.
Oh, no.
Just me and my 5 friends, headless in the void.
Being preached at by an old lady.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Nikki.
This was actually the inspiration for the Brady Bunch theme. Really? No, really?
Here's the story of a lovely lady. She was talking about Jesus out in space. And she... Someone help.
There were 5 kids listening to her with stupid looks on their face.
Yeah, all right.
The rhyme.
That's good enough.
Counts.
You didn't mention no necks, though.
Go ahead, Keegan.
I just want to do a quick safety check. Fred Savage isn't around, is he?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, he is
Cool.
not.
Good to know.
Yeah,
1935 winner of most diversity hires.
that's true. There's a redhead there. You can't quite tell. You can't quite tell because it's black and white, but that's true. Anyone else? All right. So this is the very beginning of the movie The Night of the Hunter. Has anyone seen that? It is a classic, very well-regarded cinema. I just saw it for the first time recently. It was very, very influential. It was the first appearance of the love-hate tattoos on the knuckles of the hands, among other things. It's actually surprisingly good for being a commercial and critical failure at the time. It's gone on to have quite a life of its own, was very influential on other directors. So check it out. Highly recommend. Moving on, are you ready for our next weird and wonderful image?
Yeah.
Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the best $70 you have ever spent.
He's got Betty Davis eyes.
This is Benicio del Toro's pornography.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the beginning of my Tim Hortons commercial.
The coffee is fine. The coffee is fine. Yeah.
This is the bra I can't afford but always wanted.
That's nice. Thank you for drawing our attention to that. Yeah.
This is the first optometry porn set in space. So good.
He has to wear those little rolled up glasses afterwards for an hour. Yeah.
This is Scientology's attempt to be less weird.
Honestly, if this got me into show business, I would take it. Yeah.
I don't actually know what this is, but I'd love that girl to call me and tell me who her nail tech is. Those things are fierce.
Yep.
This is Korea's anti-drug campaign.
Okay, I got to time this right. From the back, that looks like Elvis Presley's head.
Oh. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? That is actually how Elvis Presley died. It was just kept secret by the CIA. Yep.
And from the front, wait for it, Tom Green.
Very good. All right, are you guys done? Well, one more.
Oh, okay. This is an unaired Clear Eyes commercial. Dry eyes, clear eyes.
This is before they put in the digital effects. They have the green screens on contacts.
This was also actually the first LASIK surgery.
Yeah. All right. So yes, this is clearly not from Benicio del Toro, but he was given so much credit for originality. I mean, come on. So this is a Hong Kong monster movie called The Super Inframan from 1975, which was made because Japanese special effects movies were doing a lot of business in Hong Kong, and they thought they could copy it, and they did, and it's really weird. And I also recommend you watch this, The Super Inframan. All right, going to move on to the next one. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this?
Look, I'll show you how simple it is. Now, you put your left hand out like this, and your right... Oh, now you're kidding me.
Yeah, Kelly.
Awkward.
Yeah.
This is the future the liberals want.
A callback to every other episode.
Oh, but wait, gotta time it again. But darling, you didn't wash your dancing hands.
Bridgerton's before the producers got their hands on the script.
Ah.
It's actually footage from my high school prom, and I make no apologies for being fucking fabulous.
Yeah. Which one of them is your cousin, and which one is you?
Man, we're gonna have to start calling you Sriracha. You are saucy today, man.
Yeah, but they changed pepper suppliers, so I'm not as good as I used to be.
Even that.
Yeah.
This is how women get pregnant.
Under the Hays Code, yes. This is how women get pregnant. Yep.
This is me visiting all of my elderly neighbors as a child. Put me in your dresses and show me how to dance.
That's sweet. Anyone else? All right, so this is a clip from the movie Tea and Sympathy from 1956, directed by Vincente Minnelli, perhaps better known for being Liza's father at this point. This is a movie that is entirely about this college kid being mistaken for a homosexual by everyone at school, but it was during the Hays Code, so no one could say that.
Mistaken.
But yes, they were all mistaken. It turns out he was actually into MILFs, and he hooks up with his housemaster's wife here. But then because it was under the Hays Code, they had to add an awkward scene at the end where she writes him a letter talking about how wrong it was morally for them to hook up, even though she was in this unsatisfying marriage with this football coach husband of hers that was more interested in hanging out with his shirtless young men than spending time with her. And then they never see each other again.
Sounds a lot like the things I used to tell people in college. Yeah, I'm so into MILFs. The M stands for men, right? Yeah.
All right.
And she never saw him again. A wink.
He does try to kill himself after trying to lose his virginity to the local loose woman.
Haven't we all?
What can I say? I do my homework every month. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Panelists, what the hell is this? Yes, Nikki.
Eeyore drank too much.
Eeyore drank too much?
But the non-branded, not Disney version of Eeyore. It's off model.
There's Eeyore. That's Winnie the Pooh? Yeah. Yeah.
This is a deleted scene from the recent cinematic masterpiece, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Anyone else? Yeah.
He is both a spitter and not a swallower.
Oh.
This is how water fountains were originally designed at Chuck E. Cheese before they took them off the market because kids were terrified and wet.
They had to put tarps on them in the front row like a Gallagher show.
This is a live-action adaptation of Bluey.
The episode that got banned from Disney Plus. I wonder why. For more information about the episode of Bluey that got banned from Disney Plus, see our previous episode. I forget which one it was. I think it was the Disney episode. Yeah, go ahead.
This is just footage of me trying to relate with my estranged father. Why won't he love me, Dan?
Perhaps because you keep spitting in his face.
I thought
And
maybe it's because I was a filthy bastard.
maybe.
I know we're all really hung up on the spitting guy, but the other guy is really, it's like Conehead's gone wrong. Something is wrong with his
This is an
Conehead.
early appearance by Jim Carrey, actually, yeah.
It's almost like Willem Dafoe if he was attractive. Like,
Wow. What did Willem ever do to you?
Not just the average
Not
British
date
person.
The average Danish person? Is that what you just said? Oh, British. Nothing. This show is only against the Swiss. I don't know why the playback is so fucked up. Anybody else have anything for this? All right. So this is a clip from the movie Yokai Monsters Spook Warfare from 1968. This is the second in the Yokai Monsters trilogy. And the plot is that an ancient Babylonian demon, who we see here in the green mask, is awakened by some tomb raiders and possesses a local Japanese daimyo, a local lord. And so a friendly kappa who lives on his estate has to gather together a bunch of monsters, yokai, and take him down. And these are his monster friends, in case anyone was curious what the other ones look like.
No, I was good.
We like practical effects.
is that thing in the middle a rock or a monster or a tongue?
Yeah.
All three.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love Chapel Roan.
Holy shit, Where the Wild Things Are got nothing for budget.
This looks like the average stand-up comedy poster.
Just me and the bros getting ready to play Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. There are more women on it than an average stand-up comedy poster, but other than that,
Is
Other
there
than that.
a creature there that's just a potato? What is
that's
the
the
brown-
rock tongue.
Oh, that's the rock thing. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Does it have a nose at the bottom? What is going on?
I
Actually, a creature is that like.
I honestly don't know. It must be a creature. I think it's a talking rock.
And is that one pregnant?
Maybe.
He's holding they're holding their belly.
That's how baby yokais are made.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually could not get a complete copy of this movie. It is not common enough.
I love the fact that the umbrella has a tongue.
Yeah.
It's thirsty.
All right. We're going to move on to the next one, which is the last one. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this? Yes, Jordan.
The Slow and the Curious.
That's very good. Yeah,
Miss
Nikki.
Piggy's fuckboy.
He's got a nicer ride than Kermit. Yep.
It's me driving home after a couple dab hits.
Yeah. If you took out your bun, you would have the same hairstyle. Yep.
Sloth and Louise.
Yep.
The Chinese bootleg version of Fast and Furious.
That was Jordan's joke. Except more racist. It's fine. Go ahead.
They've really run out of plot lines for Madagascar.
Yep.
Mad Sloth Furry Road.
Oh, that's cute.
I actually think this is totally adorable.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You will be disappointed when you find out where this is from. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's a promotional ad from the Humane Society.
Yep.
The great tragedy that none of his friends are ever going to believe this shit.
True.
This is actually a demonstration of what it's like when I'm trying to go to work because I think that I'm going fast, but in reality, I am going very slow and I am going to be late. And I don't drive.
Yeah.
That's the TTC.
Too slow, too curious.
All right, we've got a whole series of them now. Yeah.
Keegan, I want to know who his nail tech is. That
Yeah.
shit is nice.
Yeah, Diva. I love those little grippers.
Give me those ivory 4-inchers.
Yeah, beautiful.
Never mind. I know. So this is from a horror movie called Slaughterhouse. From 2023, and the plot of Slaughterhouse is that this sloth is poached from the jungle of Panama by an evil exotic pet dealer, and he is adopted by a sorority girl who is running for president of her sorority. And in a very Mean Girls inspired situation, there are tons of references to Mean Girls, and then the sloth just kind of kills all the girls in the sorority until eventually there's the final confrontation. This is a horror film. He is on his way to kill someone right now. It's actually surprisingly good. It is so much better than Zombievers.
Depending on whose perspective you're watching it from.
I can't remember if we've done Zombievers on the show or if I just wanted to. Have we done Zombievers on the show?
I was going to make a joke about them later, but you ruined it.
Oh, sorry. Wow. You could still do. Yep. All right. So, Slaughterhouse, highly recommend. And that is it for What the Hell Is This? Please give your panelists a hand. And we are going to move on to the next section of our game, which is another pop quiz. All right, our first question, the category is Swingin' in the Rain. Shagadelic super spy Austin Powers is only afraid of what two things? Yes, DK.
Latex and commitment.
That is correct. Yeah.
He's afraid of... I'm losing my mind. Immigrants and flavor, like all British people.
Yeah. To be fair, drinking until you vomit is much less unpleasant when you only have potatoes in your stomach. But I do find it confusing that anybody would want to be surrounded by more British people when you have the option for not that. Yeah.
In 2024, I'm going to say he's probably afraid of getting canceled for his behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, behave. Yeah, you better, Austin.
Yeah, we don't want Austin Powers to be the next Fred Savage.
Whoa. More like Austin, Texas.
Yep.
Shag when combined with carpeting.
That just leads to rug burn, as far as I know.
That's why he's afraid of it.
Yeah, Kelly?
Just as someone on the panel who is half British, should I leave?
No.
Given what you just said?
No.
Okay.
I tease the British. I love going to the UK. Historically, I do very well sexually in countries where gravy is considered a vegetable. Yeah. Yeah.
Wayne and Garth.
Wayne and Garth.
I'm going to say sharks with frickin' laser beams on their head.
Yeah.
Direct eye contact from any of the crew.
That's Ellen DeGeneres. That's a different person. Yeah.
He's afraid of petrol shortages and penis enlarger pump malfunctions.
I thought he was frozen before the 70s happened. All right. So the actual answer is nuclear war and carnies. In case anybody was. All right. We're going to move on to the next one. The category is bankers glowers. In Anti-Mame, what does young Patrick's arch-conservative trustee Mr. Babcock find objectionable about the progressive school in which his aunt has enrolled him? Yes, Jordan.
The implants on the woodworking teacher.
Look, if you're going to work that much wood, you got to have the equipment, you know? Yeah.
The cafeteria serves pineapple on pizza.
Ooh. Actually, in 1958, pizza was already kind of suspiciously foreign. I don't think there was no need to bring swingers into it. It's, yeah.
Women are allowed to speak.
You know what? Based on his silence, I don't think Dan doesn't agree with that statement. I just want to say.
His only response was a disapproving glower.
Even worse, they can have an opinion. It's just terrible. Terrible. Yeah, well.
He's upset because nobody has seen that headmaster's goddamn birth certificate.
That's true. Hawaii wasn't even a state.
He's from Kenya.
Anybody else? All right. The actual answer is okay. So
Get ready for
okay.
everybody.
So the school is modeled after the Greek fashion, which apparently in the movie is that all of the students are in the nude, and it is coeducational. And when Mr. Babcock comes in to the school, they're playing a game called Fish Family, which is described as all of the female students crouch on the floor to pretend that they are depositing their eggs, and then all of the boys and the male teacher come and do what the gentleman fish do. Which you can only interpret as a circle jerk, right? Yeah. 1958, baby.
So this was banned in Ontario and allowed back then, right?
I was just shocked that they got that through during the Hays Code.
So we're watching this right after the Murder Sloth movie. Right?
Yeah. Anti-Mame is really good. Do not watch the Lucille Ball musical version. But I found this very entertaining. Don't watch it, right? Yeah, she is terribly miscast. All right, so that is the answer to that. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. The category is Hollywood North. Who was the first Canadian to win an Oscar? Yes, Keegan.
Tom Green for Freddy Got Fingered.
I have never seen it, but was that movie part of his big cancer awareness push? Or
It did help.
it did help. Yeah, Nikki.
So Dan,
Yep.
it was either that one beaver in Zombievers, or maybe it was that other beaver in National Lampoons, or maybe they were the same beaver. Is that
Yep.
the same beaver? What a range.
Yeah, they range from northern Mexico all the way up to the Arctic. It's it's impressive. You know, just mentioning Zombievers didn't take anything away from that joke. It could have just felt like
I'm
you
glad.
were riffing on something said earlier in the show.
No, I had to ruin it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was me. I'd like my acknowledgement, please, sir.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
well.
Yeah, that's right. This is a show, people. We got to run it with rules.
Yep. And that rule is don't mention Zombievers before Nikki tells her joke.
That is totally a trick question. Canadians never leave Canada for better opportunities elsewhere. The highest available award is a Gemini, and you should learn to love it, sir.
Yes, that is true.
It's called the Canadian Screen Award now.
Oh, jeez. Gotta keep relevant.
It's the same initials as the Confederate States of America. I don't know if that's funny, but it's true.
I have a fun fact about the Gemini Award that's unique to me.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my friend has a Gemini, and one day I was looking at the Gemini on a shelf, and I said, you know what? I think my face could fit perfectly in there, and it does.
Wow.
Completely. Like, it's like my profile in an award. It's super freaky. I can get it right in there. I'll show you photos after.
Nikki also made a realistic mask of her own face. So what I'm curious is, can you combine your face mask with a Gemini?
I actually think you could.
Yeah.
That would be really
Yeah.
disturbing.
That we could do a new Halloween and use that for the monster.
So you're just bootlegging Gemini awards. And
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
All right.
I have power.
All right. Anybody else for first Canadian to win an Oscar? Yes.
No, but I do have a fun CSA fact.
Yes.
As a CSA nominee, which I am.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. During the pandemic, they had the party in person, but they made our awards online. I wasn't allowed to go to the actual show, but I got to have like crudité. Then I had to go home. Anyways.
That is sad. As a CSA nominee, did you get to meet Jefferson Davis?
There were a lot of people getting beer.
Never mind. It's
so
too
maybe.
deep cut American history. All right. So the correct answer is Mary Pickford, and she was also the first Oscar winner for Best Actress. A lot of Canadians in early Hollywood, presumably for the weather. Mary Pickford was born here in Toronto. Her birthplace is now Sick Kids.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
She was born in a hospital, yeah.
All right. We're going to move on to the next one. The category is, what does the fox paint? In Wes Anderson's The Fantastic Mr. Fox, Mrs. Fox consistently paints what onto her landscapes? Yes, Kelly.
Paul Rudd.
People Magazine Sexiest Man Alive 2009? When was that? Yep.
She adds clowns, and it's unsettling as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, it was 2009, so I'm going to say it was something like "Thanks, Obama," as was popular at the time.
Release the long-form birth certificate. Anybody else for Fantastic Mr. Fox?
I'm just going to say penises. It's there.
Penises, yeah.
I think we should specify, though, it's the animal world, so like let's pick a weird animal one, like a duck penis.
Yeah.
Those things are bizarre.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm sure there's a weirder one.
Google it at home, kids.
It is weird. It is weird. It is weird.
Why did my penis show up on Google?
All right. Are you guys done with that then? So the correct answer is thunderstorms. Thunderstorms. Mm-hmm. All right. It is time now for our final question. The category is Freudian slits. In Harold and Maude, what practical joke does Harold enjoy playing on his mother? Yes,
So
Nikki.
it's explaining to her that because the housing market is out of control, he's going to have to live with her forever. Oh, is that even a joke?
It was a joke in 1971 when a single-family home cost 2 months' salary, like an engagement ring, and you could get an entire university education for $1.50.
And now it's my life.
Now it's all our lives.
I also live with them.
Yeah. Oh, the day when you could get a job just by showing up with a resume and a firm handshake.
The prank he plays is pawning all of her jewelry for drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a prank, Ma.
Yeah, it's just a prank, Ma. Get over it. Yeah, Kelly.
Telling her that he's running away to join the progressive conservatives.
Yeah. Is that a joke, though? Because if there is one thing we know about Harold is that he doesn't mind fucking the elderly. Yeah, Keegan.
That silly one where the kids put the saran wrap over the toilet seat, so when she goes to take a poop on it, she poops in saran wrap. Classic.
The Hays Code had ended in 1968, so we could see that. Yes, Jordan.
That one where he tells her that every song on the soundtrack is going to be played by the same guy.
Yes. All right. Anybody else? Or I think we're maybe done. So the correct answer is that, of course, he makes an anonymous call to Child Protective Services every time she says, "We have snacks at home," but the snacks at home are fucking carrot sticks. Jesus Christ, Mom. Carrot sticks aren't a snack. They're just what you force-feed toddlers when you're still in denial about the power of nuggies. Sorry. It's staging deliberate suicides. Elaborate fake suicides. Sorry.
I think Dan called Protective Services on his mom at some point.
We can unpack this if you want.
Yeah.
I think we just got to go get him some nuggies. Yeah.
Nuggies for all. All right. Thanks, everyone. That was it for the second pop quiz. Give your panelists a hand. We're going to move on to the next section of our game, which is called Not Bloody Likely. In Not Bloody Likely, we give our panelists a series of unlikely situations and then give you an idea of what might happen. So we're going to take just a moment to reset the stage. All right, our first unlikely situation, or perhaps likely situation, unsuccessful movie pitches.
Requiem for a Dream, but more sad.
This hour has 22 minutes, the movie.
Oh, everybody loves 22 minutes.
Okay, hear me out. Milo and Otis, but they're both at the pound. Elder millennials represent.
The Jungle Book, but Mowgli gets eaten instantly.
Oh, I actually have fan fiction of that, but it's not the same. It's not the same thing.
The Real Housewives of Green Gables.
Fast and the Furious -1, where they just go in reverse.
The Fast and the Furious, but it's sloths?
You guys are too polite. You'll get a Canadian Screen Award.
The Real Housewives of Danger Bay. No, not as good.
Much better theme song, though.
A film about two delightful older women named Nikki and Kelly who are just too polite and gorgeous.
And then they drive into the Grand Canyon with a sloth.
Showgirls, but it's Wilfred Brimley?
Ooh, I would kind of watch that, actually.
It's a tale of an American dreamer, My Pillow, the true story.
I don't know the plot yet exactly, but it's a film about a woman who wears pants as high as me.
Okay. Just hear me out. You give me $5 million and access to the Jim Henson's workshop, and I will give you magic, okay? That's all it'll take. What I'm thinking is Schindler's List, but puppets. No? Okay, I'll just take my Coke and leave.
Schindler's Wrists.
All right, that's enough of that. We're going to move on.
Starts on Papua New Guinea.
Dubious casting for classic films.
Snoop Dogg in the new adaptation of The Little Mermaid. Really?
Is that because he's black? I don't get it.
Because he'd be hilarious. Imagine him as The Little Mermaid.
Oh, as the Little Mermaid.
What did you think I said?
Well, you just said he would be in the Little Mermaid.
No, as The Little Mermaid.
I think he said in.
You said it.
Yeah, you definitely said in. I could see him as Ursula, maybe.
I'm going to make you feel real bad right now because I have a neurological condition and a brain tumor, and sometimes I have trouble talking. That's a true story, so there.
Yeah. Boo. Boo, you guys.
And it's your fault.
It's your fault. All right.
I'm going with Divine as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind.
She eats the dog shit. I swear I'll never go hungry again.
P. Diddy in School of Rock. Just me? Okay, all right.
Willie Nelson is Forrest Gump. I could see it.
Yeah.
Divine as Snoop Dogg.
The Snoop Dogg biopic, yeah.
Kumail Nayar as the Indian in the cupboard.
Kumail Nanjiani?
No, Kumail Nayar.
I don't think I know who that is.
Fair enough, you can Google it.
Okay.
Is that the Big Bang Theory guy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Wait, is that his name?
Kumail Nanjiani in the Kumail Nayar biopic.
Fred Savage in School of Rock.
Oh, no.
Paul Walker in Fast and the Furious 9.
Tracy Morgan as Precious, based on the novel Pushed by Sapphire.
John Malkovich as Regina George.
All right, that's enough. We're going to move on to the next one. Sequels that didn't quite follow.
Fast and the Furious -1.
Forward to the past.
Week at Bernie's.
Sod.
The unbearable lightness of being John Malkovich.
Uber driving Miss Daisy.
The The Goonies, but in today's lexicon.
Oh, no. All right, that's enough of that. Actually, Will Wheaton, that's not a bad... all right, we're going to move on to Forgotten Creature Features.
From the depths of the ocean comes the wet one.
Slothnado.
Pixar presents Harambe.
It's just that it's like the first 10 minutes of Up, but never mind. Any more? Are we going to move on? All right. And last up, unlikely film musicals.
Requiem for a Dream, the musical.
Okay, so one guy plays the entire thing. Like Cat Stevens plays every song.
Okay, I kind of actually don't think this is unlikely, but Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
There's a lot of choices in Forrest Gump that, they shouldn't do it.
There's fried shrimp and butterfly shrimp and shrimp gumbo.
Do I have to sing this one then?
If you want to. That's actually what...
Slaughterhouse.
Yeah. The sloth is the Bond chick, yeah. All right, any more?
Rob Schneider's The Animal.
A Serbian film, the musical.
Terminator, the musical.
Yeah, I would definitely watch that.
Yeah.
No fake what we make is a power battle.
Charlie Chaplin's biography.
Fred Savage's biography.
Oh no! All right, that's enough. All right, that's all for Not Bloody Likely. Please give your panelists a hand. It is now time for the last segment of our show, which is called Debate Club. In Debate Club, our panelists debate important issues of the day, and you, the audience, get to decide who wins. Our first debate, arguing the proposition world premieres are bullshit. Arguing in favor is Kelly Zemnickis, and arguing against is Nikki Ashworth. Kelly, you have 1 minute, starting right now.
All right. So it can't be a world premiere if it's already screened. I think that's pretty obvious, right? Yeah. So I used to work the Toronto Film Festival at the Elgin Winter Garden Theatre, okay? And we would have world premieres. But then I would look in the film festival book, and I would see that an hour before, that same cast with the same movie had been at Roy Thompson Hall. But our film was the world premiere. How the fuck does that work, Dan? I don't, if it's already premiered, if you come in second, you can't say that you were before third. You were first before third. Okay, that made a lot of sense when I had a coffee
10
this
seconds.
morning. But you're second, right? You're not first. Like, it's akin to that whole world best monkier, that restaurants get, or like famous hot dogs. To whom? Your mother? Like, who called you that? It's bullshit.
Okay. Thank you, Kelly. Arguing against the proposition that world premieres are bullshit is Nikki Ashworth. Nikki, you have 1 minute starting right now.
Tonight I'm here to answer a philosophical thought experiment. If a movie has a world premiere and no one is there to see it, is it still a world premiere? I'm here to tell you yes. A world premiere is simply debuting a film in public for the first time. The pomp of celebrity, vapid celebration, and even a lack of audience does not matter. For once the play button is hit, no one has the power to take that back. Not even God. Or Christopher Nolan. I guess he can press fast forward, but you know what I mean. If there is no premiere, there can be no post-mere. Movies would live in a vacuum, never to be seen. A world premiere cannot be bullshit, for we live in the world, and movies debut within it.
All right. Thank you, Nikki. And thank you guys for coming to the world premiere of this episode. All right. Kelly, you have 30 seconds to respond, starting right now.
So technically, a world premiere happens in the edit suite. That is the first time the movie is seen in the world, right? Like, that would be like saying, a baby doesn't make its world premiere until its second birthday. It's not true. Yeah, it's not true, friends. World premieres exist to make celebrities and randos from your office who somehow got an invite feel like, morally superior and have followers to impress on the gram or the TikTok.
All right. Thank you, Kelly. Little boxes made of ticky-tacky. All right, Nikki, you have 30 seconds and the last word starting right now.
World premieres also allow us to fucking destroy someone's movie experience with spoilers. Bruce Willis is dead. Edward Norton is Tyler Durden. Kevin Spacey is a pedophile, but he's also Kaiser Sose. Someone who went to a world premiere ruined those endings for other people immediately. And if I ruin them for you just now, both The Sixth Sense and Fight Club came out in 99 and The Usual Suspects in 95. You had plenty of time to watch that film, and I am not sorry. Also, Rosebud was the fucking sled.
All right. Thank you, Nikki. All right. And now you, the audience, get to decide. Do you agree with Kelly that world premieres are bullshit? Or do you agree with Nikki that world premieres aren't bullshit? They're a thing that happens because it's ontologically required. All right, Nikki wins. That's 1 point for the Sundancers. Moving on to our next debate. Arguing the proposition, Kevin Hart and The Rock make good movies. Arguing in favor is DK Phan. Arguing against is Jordan Trafford. DK, you have 1 minute, starting right now.
Look, just the mention of a Kevin Hart and The Rock movie already garnered laughs from the room. Is that not enough? And we already know, when you watch a Kevin Hart and The Rock movie, you know what you're getting. You're getting laughs, you're getting action, you get consistency. Nobody likes surprises. I don't want to watch an art house Kevin Hart and The Rock movie. It would flop. People just don't like change. Even if people perceive it is shit, you'll still like it because it doesn't change. For instance, Kevin Hart and The Rock movies are like the McDonald's of cinema. We all know that it's not good for you, but you still consume McDonald's, right? And every time they try to experiment, they mess up. You guys like the Big Mac? Of course. Do you guys like the Big Arch? No, you don't. It is disgusting. Bring back the Big Mac. Kevin Hart movies are basically the Big Macs of cinema. Am I incorrect? I don't think anyone can actually name any art house or indie films, right? Nobody cares about those. They care about Kevin Hart and The Rock movies. Even if you don't watch them.
All right. Thank you, TK. I don't know. I would like a 70s French director doing something subtly erotic with...
Better than Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Yeah, with Kevin Hart and The Rock. All right. Jordan, you have 1 minute, starting right now.
Okay. What can I say? Give it up for DK Phan for volunteering to support that. Kevin Hart and The Rock in movies. It's kind of like answering the question, what is 2 times 0? The same people, they look like, what do I got written down here? I can see right through it. It looks like Kevin Hart and two Kevin Harts in a trench coat starring in a movie. What do you expect me to say about two guys, or what can I say about two guys whose voices are of a famous movie, DC League of Super Pets? Is that my time, or do I get one more?
You have 5 seconds.
Okay, last thing to say about that. The Rock and Kevin Hart, their fans are like the worst fans ever. The only worse fans than Kevin Hart and The Rock's fans are DK fans.
Very good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, DK, you have 30 seconds to respond.
Kevin Hart and The Rock transcend all forms of media. If they can be in Super Pets, they can be in anything. They're just versatile. That's basically what Trafford has made the argument for me for. They can be in a silent movie and still get laughs. They can be in an art house film or a documentary and still get laughs. Also, 2 times 0 is 0. That's an easy one, but can you divide by 0? No, you can't. But can you divide by Kevin Hart and The Rock? I don't have an answer for that, but I'm pretty sure those two, you know what? I think that's it. That's all I got. I think, yeah.
All right. Thank you, DK. Jordan, you have 30 seconds in the last word.
How is this thing shrinking so much?
It's Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like I'm following The Rock, and I'm Kevin Hart. Okay. Kevin Hart and The Rock in film is kind of like the film when you open a yogurt. Like there's a bit on the top, but not really much under the surface.
All right, thank you. Though he apologized for those tweets. All right, now you, the audience, get to decide. Do you agree with DK that Kevin and Hart and The Rock do make good movies? Or do you agree with Jordan that they do not make good movies, or that 2 Kevin Harts in a trench coat is the same as The Rock, or something like that? I wasn't listening. One more time for DK. And one more time for Jordan. All right. That is a point for the Indie Darlings. And we are coming to our last debate of the evening, arguing the question, which is the better movie experience? Arguing in favor of the theater is Will Noye. Arguing in favor of watching movies at home is Keegan Hawkeswood. Will, you have 1 minute, starting right now.
I love you, but I'm about to fuck you up. Okay, listen. Watching movies at home, like accessible to anyone, like the hoi polloi can just watch a film. Like, no, you need to have a theater. It's an experience. You got to go out. You got to pay too much to get in the building. You have to pay way too much for popcorn. You have to walk over other people's juices in the theater. You have to put up with people's coughing and elbows. Like, this is the experience. Do you really want to just sit comfortable in your own home and just enjoy some sort of cinematic experience? No. You want to ignore the couple trying to quietly give a handy 2 rows back. Like, that's what you're here for. And like, listen, I don't know where to get the kind of meth that they put in that movie theater popcorn. So that's one thing that I don't even know. And I've tried. I've been to jail twice.
All right. Thank you, Will. Arguing in favor of movies at home is Keegan. Keegan, you have 1 minute, starting right now.
Well, first of all, Will, I want to take you up on that offer of fucking me up later. I'm excited about that. But interesting arguments against watching movies at home. You know, as much as people love going and getting coughed on by strangers at the theater, you know where I don't get coughed on by strangers? In my own home, unless I invite them over from Grindr, and that's my business if I want to do that, okay? Have you ever tried to fool around in a real movie theater? It's not fun. Ever put your dick in scalding popcorn hoping someone will touch it through the box? Awful choice. That butter is not meant to be lube, okay? It'll do terrible things to you. But at home, you got your own lube. You got your own popcorn. You can cool it down to like cold, ice cold before you put your dick in the thing, okay? Listen, we all want to be comfortable when we watch movies, and do it at home.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Keegan. Will, you have 30 seconds to respond.
I don't know how I'm going to beat lukewarm popcorn hand jobs, right? Oh, I do. How about the fact that if you go to Landmark Cinemas, you can fuck half the audience and nobody will say shit? Like, have you been to a movie theater recently? There's like 20 people there and they are all down to go. Like, forget fucking flashing your headlights at a rest stop. Just buy a ticket to a matinee. Like, that's it. That's really why you should go see movies in theaters. Hedonism, excess, and the possibility of making friends along the way. How are you going to make friends at home?
All right, thank you, Will. Keegan, you have 30 seconds and the last word.
All right. Well, I didn't realize we were taking trips to the Fred Savage Theater Company. But, if you want to go fuck a bunch of randoms in the theater, God bless. I'm not going to say that the other audience members are going to enjoy watching whatever may or may not happen, whatever sounds may happen. I know you might get some polite, be quiets back there. But you won't get that at home. You can meet all of those people outside the theater and say, hey, come on back to my place. There's no loud people shouting and it doesn't stink like a hole. I don't know.
All right. Thank you, Keegan. All right. You say that like it's a downside. All right. So now you, the audience, get to decide. Do you agree with Will that we want to go to the theater, I guess, with Pee Wee Herman?
Okay, so you're going to lie to yourself and kink shame. All right, that's fine.
Or do we agree with Keegan that the better place to watch movies is at home with your Grindr hookup? Nobody is applauding for anybody.
Movies are dead. No one wants them.
But somebody has to get a point. So
It's all
one more
about
time
reels
for Will.
now.
And one more time for Keegan. All right, Will, you take it. That's another point for the Indie Darlings. And now we have come to the end of our show, and doing all of the math and tallying up all the points, it seems as though... Not dividing by zero because Kevin Hart isn't here. Our two teams are exactly tied, 2,136 points to 2,136 points. So you, the audience, will have to do the tiebreaker. Did you guys like overall the Sundancers, Nikki Ashworth, DK Phan, and Keegan Hawkeswood? Or do you want to give it to the Indie Darlings, Kelly Zemnickis, Jordan Trafford, and Will Noye? Stop tying. One more time for the Sundancers. One more time for the Indie Darlings. All right, Sundancers, take it. Congratulations. Now you all shut the fuck up so I can do the end of the show spiel because we're running late. This has been Comedy Game Showdown. My name is Dan Donnelly. The Sundancers, once again, were Nikki Ashworth, DK Phan, and Keegan Hawkeswood. The Indie Darlings were Kelly Zemnickis, Jordan Trafford, and Will Noye. Our next episode right here in this very room, October 8th, 8 p.m. is Goblin Mode. It's our annual Halloween special.
Special!
Patronize us on Patreon, patreon.com/andascotchegg. It's also the cheapest way to get tickets if you live in town. Thank you to our patrons. And please follow us. We're And a Scotch Egg on all of the socials. And you can go to our website, andascotchegg.com, for previous episodes of the show. And we're like a year behind on posting them, so there will be more to come. All right, thanks everybody for coming out, and have a wonderful night.